Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. Welcome to the live stream. Today's live stream is going to be shorter than usual, but by no means short, really, when you think about it. So it's going to be less than 2 hours and 15 minutes long, because today is family live streaming day in my house, and because it's a Wednesday, and my husband also live streams on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on his own channel about comic books stuff. So yeah. So there will be no Q&A afterwards for this one. Hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay, pretty please. So there'll be no Q&A afterwards, but I mean, you could post questions under the video, when the live stream's done, it'll be saved as a video. And here's your Felix dose now. Your dose of kitten cuteness, since I won't have time at the end. I have a blanket for him next to me. We'll see if he chooses that over my keyboard. We don't know for sure. Yes, we can see and hear. Oh, thank you. Okay. So I'm going to, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, it's my husband's kitten. We've had a lot of cats in our lives, that have lived long, happy lives. And so then we had no cats, and that was unacceptable for my husband, which is such a surprise because I used to be the big bleeding heart for animals. And he used to be the one that would pray that I wouldn't come home with any animals when I went to volunteer at the shelter, because we already had plenty at home. But anyway, so the tables have turned, and so now we have 2 cats. This one is Felix, who's a kitten we adopted from a rescue, and the other one is Boo Boo Kitty, who is feral but adorable and our house pet nonetheless, indoor only cat, adopted from the neighborhood. Let's see. Okay, so that's our animal lovers dose right at the start instead of at the end of the live stream as we normally do. So let's see. I guess I will put to just in case somebody sees it now. So there's going to be no Q&A at the end. I don't want anyone freaking out, because there always is a Q&A at the end usually, but hopefully now everyone will know. Today only, there will be no Q&A at the end. Okay, so the theme for this healing and all this month is confidence, intuition, and inner silence, or inner peace, or inner serenity. They're all sort of cousins each other. So but yeah, so confidence, intuition, and then inner peace, serenity, inner silence. So 7th chakra, working the 7th chakra extra is an easy, obvious choice. For that, 7th chakra is the energy center in the top of your head. You have 2 of them, one 7th chakra for your physical body chakras and one 7th chakra for your astral body chakras, you as a spirit. They're both extremely important. And so 7th, that's one of the qualities of the 7th chakra, that it generates confidence for you. And it is one of the main chakras for intuition as well. One of the main of the 7 for intuition. So clear choice for today. So that's what we'll do. That's one of the things we'll do. Rivers, chakra rivers, are the pathway of the energy, like the seventh chakra generates the energy, sends it upward in the case of the seventh chakra to the top of the seventh layer, where it fountains down all around you, down to the bottom of your auras under your feet. And then your seventh chakra pulls it all the way up through your body into the seventh chakra again, and then shoots it out again like a nice fountain. So the rivers is, from the seventh chakra to the top of the seventh layer, that's a river that you can unblock. And then from the bottom of your aura, from the bottom of your seventh layers, way beneath your feet to up to the bottom of your seventh chakra, that's the lower seventh chakra river. You can also unblock. And if you unblock these things, it helps life be easier for the chakra itself. So here's the bottom of the seventh layer. So the bottom seventh chakra river is quite long. It goes from down here all the way up into the seventh chakra, right? And then this seventh chakra river is much smaller because here's the top of your seventh layer, right? Good. Anyway, those are the seventh chakra rivers. The layers is, where it fountains out to. You have two seventh layers, one for your physical body aura and one for your astral body aura. They're the outermost layers of those auras. So we'll work on blocking and extra unblocking for all that. We will do a section, as we always do, on chakra repair, repairing and unblocking all chakras at the same time. But then, we'll just do extra on seventh chakra rivers, and seventh layers. So that's that. And that will help a lot of things. Seventh chakra helps with confidence, intuition, goals, sense of purpose, empowerment, autonomy, all sorts of good things. So that's one thing we will do. Not surprising. Okay, so this one may be surprising. The heart meridian and the pericardium meridian in traditional Chinese medicine, we have not focused much on those two meridians, but we will today. We'll be healing them and blocking them. They go from like around here out to your fingers. I'll show the route, as we heal each one. But they're really important, and they help with a lot of the things that we actually work on in healings in other ways, like the mind, emotions, lessening anxiety, sleeping better. So it's interesting that the angels waited this long to help me work on these two meridians with everybody. But it does seem to be very needed. And especially their Wei Qi auras, that WC auras right there, Wei Qi auras. So Wei Qi is a traditional Chinese medicine concept. It means your strong boundaries energy. What is not strictly traditional Chinese medicine is something the angels taught me, in that you have 15 Wei Qi auras, which are a part of you as a spirit. And each of the 12 regular meridians have their own Wei Qi aura. So that means there's a heart meridian Wei Qi aura, and there's a pericardium meridian Wei Qi aura. So a big gold flowing bubble all around you. So if you imagine just the aura for your heart meridian, a lot of people have a big gap, a big cave missing here and in the back too. And same thing with pericardium meridian. A lot of people have really scooped out and blackened aura for their pericardium meridian Wei Qi aura in the front and the back. So it should be really nice to get that repaired and unblocked and, flowing and whole again, generating gold light, with all the gold mesh spheres repaired and stuff. So I'm excited for that. That should be interesting. And I think in the future we'll probably work heart and pericardium meridian more. Like, I don't know if we'll do it in the next set this month, the twin set, which there are still some spots for sale on my website for that, FYI. But yeah, it's good stuff. I'm excited about that. Okay, so for hearing angels, so I already mentioned a little bit, but I probably was overly vague. So both the heart meridian and the pericardium meridian, they are yin meridians. So they're part of your yin energy, and they help with the mind, the spirit, also emotions, a lot of stuff that we always want to help with meditation and energy healing. Mm-hmm. What else did I want to say? Oh, and so as far as the theme, our 3-part theme of, confidence, intuition, and inner silence, it'll probably be more likely to help inner silence and intuition than confidence. But the angels swear to me it's super relevant to the theme in ways that they can't explain to me. So it's very theme related. Alrighty. Okay, so speaking of which, hearing angels and intuition. I want to work both those. They are different things. Hearing, when you have intuition, that's just your own. You're like, oh, you quickly realize things, quickly know things. That's intuition. Hearing angels is literally telepathy, conscious telepathy, where you hear the nonverbal communication of your angels. Everyone has angels, even if you didn't know you have them, and they are altruistic, and they help and guide and protect you. They don't mess with your energy. They're not in your space. They're not invasive. So very cool. And a lot of people, before they can hear their angels consciously, they hear their angels subconsciously. So that's a good starting point for anybody wanting to ultimately hear their angels consciously, is just kind of through your intention. Just keep reminding yourself, I want to, listen to my angel's advice about today, or I want to listen to my angel's advice about my bedtime, or I want to listen to my angel's advice about, whatever. Because on some level, you might be hearing them, but you're just so used to sort of there's an inner chaos of a lot of things on your mind. And so you're not really used to taking what your angels say seriously. So a step before hearing them consciously would be to just, through your intention, let your angels help and guide and protect you. Yeah, I'm going to let my angels help and guide and protect me, because they're always trying. It's just that there's a lot that gets in the way. So that's part of what we're going to work on, is the whatever's getting in the way part. A lot of times it's just energy blocks that you have. It could be something generic, just like stress, like a whole bunch of blocks that you have, or it could be specific phobias you have from past lives, or something about spirits in general, or whatever. So we'll work on clearing whatever baggage of yours triggers when you try to use your intuition, and whatever baggage triggers when you try to hear your angels. Also, if there are any devices in the way that are healthy and gentle to get rid of, maybe from other people at some point in your space, or any invasive beings that are in the way of you doing either hearing your angels or using your intuition. So that should be cool. And just so you know, it is something like clairvoyance too. These abilities, they're things that you can become good at and conscious of over time. So it's important to not like make snap judgments about like, oh, I guess I'm just not clairvoyant. Janet's clairvoyant, but I'm not, or something. It's like, I mean, you could do that, but that's like completely, it's kind of, well, to me, it's kind of sad, because it's like, if you just didn't like give up before you even, worked on it for a while, it's like, just allow yourself to get more and more present and understand that abilities can evolve over time. Don't like shut off your sort of interest in it and intention to develop it. Like you can have an intention. I want to be a conscious clairvoyant in this lifetime. I want to be a conscious telepath in this lifetime, in a healthy way, and because I remember when so I've been discussing how your intention can be to let your angels help and guide and protect you, even subconsciously. And then that's a good step before it becomes conscious that you hear your angels. But also you can have an intention or a goal, and understand that it's a long range goal, however long it takes, but that if you want to hear your angels consciously, that's conscious telepathy. And so you could just say, hey, I want to be able to hear my angels consciously in this lifetime. I want to be able to, use my intuition more and more in a healthy way in this lifetime, and just when you have goals like that, it helps keep it in your sights versus just being defeatist about it and being like, I'm not very intuitive. She's so intuitive and I'm never intuitive. It's like, it's not that some people are and some people aren't. We all have the same chakras. We all have the same meridians. Yes, some of us have more past lives than others and therefore are a little further along. But, if you're old enough to have an appetite for the kind of stuff I'm saying and to be able to, handle all my weird quirks and how complicated I am, you're old enough to have long range goals like this. So there you go. Okay, so then we're going to heal inner child parts of you, if we have time, to help with each aspect of the theme. So inner child parts of you that most need healing so that you can feel more confidence, inner child parts of you that most need healing so that you can be more intuitive, so that you can have more inner silence, so that you can hear your angels better. I'm sticking on, and so that you can have less panic, less anxiety. So those are good little extras if we have time. If we don't have time, then I'll just link in the comment section after the stream a short video on inner child healing so you can work yourself through it. But hopefully I can stop talking and start healing, and then we will have time. All right. Yeah. So if you're just joining me and you didn't hear, I will say it one more time. And sorry for those of you that are sick of hearing me say it. Okay. So sorry about the small writing. I want to fit all that on. So today there'll be a shorter live stream. I'll be done by 5:20 my time, 7:20 for all my Chicago people in Central time zone in the US, and 8:20 for people on the East Coast. And people in Europe, etc. Basically, I'll be done 2 hours from now. If you're listening live, from other parts of the world, not just Europe. Emailing people from all over Asia, the Middle East, Europe, US, Canada, Bermuda, all sorts of places. I don't have time to read the country count, but it's always fun. Okay. So I'm going to glance at the pre-healing chat comments very quickly. Thank you so much for the confirmation that you can see and hear me, because sometimes things are not working and I need to know. Hey, Janet, can see and hear you from sunny Las Vegas, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, I am jealous. I mean, in a healthy way, not like creepy, invasive way, which sometimes happens with people when they're jealous. I'm happy for you. Let's say that. About that. Better vibe. Thank you for today's healing. You're welcome. Someone gives me a thumbs up. Oh, yes. If you are so inclined to do so, please give the video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And here's my thumbs up for you. Okay. Definitely need that for my crown and throat heart too. Sometimes it feels like something is reaching out from throat and heart. They manipulate my mind and chakras. It's possible, yeah. Well, yeah. There'll be a lot of what I do at the start, the 5 essentials. That is probably the best thing to start with, personally, and it's at the start of every live stream, the 5 essentials. So today I'm going to do the 5 essentials a little faster than usual, but you could go to like any of the other recent live streams, and I take quite a bit of time, and it's very like friendly to people who've never done my stuff before, to like get the hang of the whole thing. So 5 essentials: grounding, or repair, creative ring repair, chakra repair, and then back of head stuff, which includes good karma windows, which I tend to call GKW for short, and base of skull acupuncture points. So those are the 5 essentials. That's the best place to start as far as boundaries. Because if you have too many, whacks and holes and everything, it's too hard to like, get every little invasive energy out. It's like you're playing whack-a-mole, because you have a bunch of sort of open doors, so to speak, with all the chakra damage and creative ring damage and aura damage and whatever. So that's why we take care of that stuff first. But I will do it more quickly today, just because it's family live streaming day. Alrighty, as I've said probably 4 times now. So I'm not going to do my 3 minutes of quiet. I'm already ready. I'm so ready. Ready. So we're just going to get going with grounding and hand chakras. So the hand chakras part, if you don't know my work, is important to kind of get the gist of how we're doing the energy healing. If you know it, that's great too. Okay. Hello. Okay, so hand chakras. You have a big energy center in the palm of each hand, also one in each fingertip. So hand chakras, fingertip chakras. And you set these chakras to a metallic gold color with your intention. You don't have to see energy to do any of what I'm going to be doing. Gold light, well, to do this stuff on yourself, you don't need to see energy. You can use intention or thought. So set hand chakras and fingertip chakras to a metallic gold color with your intention. And then the energy they're generating will be that color, that vibration, which is good for energy healing and repairing and unblocking. I would say it's far better than white. When you're in the lifetime, white is a little too out there. That's for when you're in heaven. White energy is fine when you're in heaven. But you're here in the body trying to have a life in a spiritual way. Gold light is what I would say is best for healing. So you can use gold light from one hand to unblock the other hand, unblock those energy centers so they generate more. then you have a lot of nice energy to use for healing. And you can make a big copy out in front of you. Well, a copy out in front of you of your everything. So all your auras. You have actually 17 auras, but if that blows your mind, don't think about it. Forget I said that if it blows your mind. But you do have 17 auras. They're all in the same place, so it looks like a big bubble if you're not thinking about it too hard. And you're inside there. Your physical body is inside there. Your astral body is inside there. And you have 2 groundings that go all the way down to the core of the earth. So, well, hopefully they should. So you can recreate both your groundings, make them big and wide as all your auras, wide all the way down to the core of the earth, wide behind you, wide in front of you, wide to either side. And use gold light from your hands and comb through. You have a copy out in front of you of your groundings, comb all the way through and melt away any blocks. And if you're like, well, Janet, I can't see the blocks, that's fine. Just with your intention, it's like as if you're sweeping the floor, you sweep all the junk together and then you get your dustpan, right? So with your intention, sweep together all the blocks in your grounding that are healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. And then use so much gold light that you melt the blocks away. You can do direct healing, but since we're healing grounding that goes all the way down to the core of the earth, I would suggest you make a copy out in front of you. And yes, if you are not like in a library or some public place where you would look insane doing this, then yes, I would say make the same motions I'm making and just have the copy of yourself out in front of you. And yeah, literally do it that way. Yeah, like you doing it will look like me, the same physical hand motions that I'm doing. You have a copy out in front of you. You're using your hands and you're sweeping together the energy blocks with your intention and melting them with so much gold light, right? Sweep together the energy blocks in your grounding, melt them away with lots of gold light. You can too, you can sweep together the energy blocks, use gold light to just get everybody out of them, like your neighbor, your siblings, whatever, and then you could blow them up if that amuses you more. Blowing up is nice. It's a little jarring though, say like if your bossy sibling is sitting in a lot of the blocks, if you blow them up, the blocks while they're sitting there, they might, if they're like kind of pissy, irritable people, they might whack you for that. So you wash everybody out of the blocks first, and then you get to blow them up if that amuses you. Otherwise, just fully melt them with gold light. All righty. Indie grounding, for independent grounding, where you use gold light and you wash the outer surface of your groundings with lots of gold light, gold fire, gold water, whatever imagery works best for you. But you want to melt away connections going into your grounding from other people, because their grounding works better if it goes straight down. Yours works a lot better if it goes straight down. So even if you had like a 2-year-old child or something, it would be better for them to have their own grounding going straight down, not into yours. Like sometimes moms and kids or dads and kids do that. Their groundings join together, and that's when they all drive each other crazy. It's not fun. So just wash everybody out, disconnect everybody from your grounding so it's just for you. If you have, like somebody recently wrote in their survey, my marriage sucks. Well, at that moment, her husband was plugged into her grounding. Did he mean to cause her to think that? Definitely not. But, so just when in doubt, wash people out of your grounding and do, gold fire, gold water, and just make sure nobody's connected to your grounding. Righty. So fun with grounding. Marital bliss through grounding. Sort of. Maybe. Okay. So my veterans know I say this all the time, but sometimes there is a veteran who just figured out what I was saying this whole time. You never know. So that's why I keep repeating. Okay, so you have 17 auras. We're going to repair them all at once because why not? It's fun and more time efficient. And it's also more newbie friendly that way, because that way you don't have to see like, oh yeah, I have a rip right there. Oh, there's another one right there. You don't have to see any of that the way we're going to do it. And the 17 auras is your astral body aura, physical body aura, and then 15 auras called Wei Chi auras. Wei Chi auras is just something that angels taught me. It's just angels teaching Janet. So anyway, they're all in the same place. They're all around you, above you, below you, yada, yada. You get the point. So make a copy out in front of you of all your 17 auras. Comb through it. First, just use your intuition. Be like, do I need repair? And even if you can't see, just do it anyway, because over time, you get better. So you're looking for valleys where there should be no valleys, right? It should just be a big bubble. But you might have a valley like above your head or behind your head, or like if you have a bad knee, maybe, around the side of your knee, there's a valley, or maybe in front of your tummy, if your tummy's been acting up, maybe there's a big gash in front of your tummy, or if you've been feeling resentful, maybe there's a big gash right in front of your heart chakra in your auras. So that's just like an awareness practice. That's how you could start to repair if you want to do one location at a time, but we don't want to do that right now. So what we're going to do, composite copy rip with your intention. You say, okay, well, this represents all the rips in my auras, and then use sticky gold wax to get rid of all the junk in it to clean it out nicely so that you can repair. So sticky gold wax is gold light from your hands, and you fill up the rip with that so it sticks to everything that's not you, and then you lift out all that junk at once, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, fill it up, lift out the junk. Angels, here you go. So then you get gold light really deep in there, and you should be able to get really good access to the ripped surfaces now that you cleaned them out. So that it starts to repair and grow back. And if you know, like comic book movies, like Marvel comic book movies, DC comic book movies, like Superman, that kind of stuff, Wolverine is a character who his wounds like automatically heal like right before your eyes. It's super cool. So he gets a big gash and then it just heals up, right? So that's what aura repair looks like. It just grows back. You clean it out first, use enough gold light, your auras, the rips in your auras will grow back so that they're no longer ripped. So just keep going so that even the last little dimple is gone from the rip. All right, so that probably repaired most of your rips. We're just going to do it one more time quickly for the leftover rips. So if you have any stubborn leftover rips, make one more composite copy. Say, okay, this represents all my leftover rips. And then same process. But you can also say, like, angels, if there's any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you recycle them? Okay, and then sticky gold wax. Lift out all the junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax. Lift out all the junk. Angels, here you go. And use gold light. Get it deep in there. So what is the junk? Invasive beings, invasive people, hard objects that people may have thrown, which created the rip in the first place. That's all the stuff that you're lifting out. Get it out of the way. So somebody says they can't hear, but then somebody else says just restart YouTube and they'll be able to hear again. Yeah, that was weird. In the last healing, there was people that had problems hearing me, but it later the audio was fine. So I guess if you can't hear, like this person said, just restart YouTube, close YouTube and then go back in and see if not, just know that later you'll be able to watch it on the replay and the audio will be fine on the replay. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I can hear it myself. So yeah, just I don't know what that is. Don't know why, but yeah, somebody says close and restart YouTube, so you can let me know if that helped. All right, so we did the last of the repair. So now you just imagine all your 17 auras and just check for any leaks that you missed, any little, like if there and there's a teeny little pinhole leak. So just use gold light and heal those up. You can put any leftover aura hardness in a pile out in front of you and again melt it away with gold light, because you don't want hardness in your auras, like as you don't want scarring on the outer surface or like layers of bruising within your auras, because that'll make your aura weaker. It'll make the auras tear more easily if someone were to throw energy at you. So anyway, just put all your aura hardness out in front of you and just use so much gold light that you melt it away. Put all your aura hardness out in front of you and use such gold light that you melt it away. Oh, right. Good job. You can redo your gold buffer zones. Those are just big gold flowy force fields that you create, one for the edge of your physical body aura, one for the edge of your astral body aura. And they slow the rate of aura damage because someone has to hack through those first to get to your aura. And you can just recreate them really quickly. All right. Aura repair. Okay, so creative rings are up here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And they generate lots of gold light, so they're really good. But if they're damaged or somebody's cording them, sending their energy, it can become very overwhelming and hard to focus, because they're just so close to your 7th chakra and they're just so important. So we want them to be happy and functioning well so that then you can focus, and it's a good thing. So you imagine a copy out in front of you of your 3 creative rings and use a lot of gold light and melt away cords from people. Melt away cords from people. That was a medication alarm for one of my for our dog, and my husband will take care of that, I think. I hope. So gold light for your creative rings, and you can have cracks in your creative rings or big missing chunks. So you want to use so much gold light that you clean off the broken parts and they repair. And you can have invasive beings that are trying to cord your creative rings. And what you do is you just ask your angels to recycle them. And it doesn't, recycle every invasive being that's messing with you for all eternity, or even everyone that's messing with you right now. It's just the angels like kind of pace it, and they'll recycle, meaning destroy, any invasive being that you can handle, them getting rid of at one time, because it does create quite a shift. So you might have to just keep asking it as you meditate, which is fine. I mean, don't go nuts about it, but it's not a forever thing, just so you know. So you can say angels, and you could imagine the invasive beings. You can imagine them like, a bunch of clouds, and then there are lines of light between those clouds and your creative rings. And say, angels, can you recycle those invasive beings, or can you recycle any invasive beings that are messing with my creative rings? And creative rings, just like chakras, have flaps. So this is a top-down view of one of your creative rings if the flaps are in an irritated state. If they're in an irritated state, they're stuck open like this. Otherwise, they're shut and you don't notice them. They're like, they lie flat around the ring. So you have a smooth surface. That's what you really want. But if they stick out like this, you have to take care of that. You have to, you know, melt more cords and get more invasive beings recycled, do more repair, just so that your creative rings can relax and the flaps can fall shut. Because otherwise, it just feels really overwhelming, and it's easier for people and invasive beings to cord you with the flaps already open. Get a sense, are your flaps open? And if so, then you're not done yet. You have to do more, you know, more. You can also bring up like purple earth energy from the core of the earth just for your creative rings. So like an extra grounding just for your creative rings up from the core of the earth at purple. So you bring up purple earth energy to soak your creative rings. Just as purple is the rainbow color closest to gold. So that would be, you know, a nice earth energy color for your creative rings. And, you know, if you can't see, you're just like, well, I don't know if I need to repair them. Just imagine like the most banged up part of your creative rings out in front of you and just use lots of gold light on that part. Unblocking them, we could use sticky gold wax. So sticky gold wax, like we did with ore repair, it's just gold light that hardens on whatever's not you, and then you remove it all as a chunk, right? So sticky gold wax for all your creative rings, your 3 creative rings, just use sticky gold wax, have it stick to everything that's not you, and then remove the wax in a big chunk. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, your creative rings to unblock them. Remove all the blocks like a big lump. Angels, here you go. Some deep breaths. Breathe into your hips. Breathe into your spine. Your shoulders, your ankles, fingers, your toes. All right, good enough for now. Okay, so chakra repair and unblocking. You have so many chakras, right? Because you have your 7 major physical, 7 astral chakras, and then you have a zillion others. All the acupuncture points in your physical body, those are chakras. So any of the ones that aren't the 7 major, I call minor chakras, but not minor in that they're not important. Just I had to call them something. So minor chakras is the catch-all for all the other chakras, which are many. So you have chakras around all your major joints. You have, you know, like energy flow through your limbs. There are a bunch of chakras to make that happen. And of course, within each meridian, all those acupuncture points, those are chakras to help keep the flow going. So lots of chakras. So let's repair them all at once, because why not? That's doable. So this is an open cylinder, and it's the basic shape of all your chakras. So not a cone. Some people teach it as a cone. My opinion is that they don't see energies, or their chakras so blocked that theirs does look like a cone. But for me, you want maximum flow in the chakra, maximum flow out of the chakra. So you want a nice wide opening on both ends, equally wide on both ends. Okay, so just make an energy copy out in front of you of a chakra and say, okay, well, this represents all my chakras, all my major and minor chakras of my body and my spirit, every single one, right? And then repair. So as you repair and unblock the composite copy chakra, you're repairing and unblocking all your chakras to the extent that it's healthy and gentle to do right now. So you have that intention always, I would suggest, as a healer. You only want to do what's healthy and gentle to do right now. So it's not like a hot dog eating contest, you know? You pace yourself. You want to grow quickly in a satisfying pace, but not cause more problems, right? By overdoing it. So lots of gold light, repair chakra damage, melt cords from people, going into your chakras, melt away energy blocks. Energy blocks are what allows people to cord in the first place, and also damage allows people to cord. So damage can look like cracks or missing chunks or, gashes that shouldn't be there, of course. So lots of gold light. Yeah, just let your chakras heal and repair and unblock to the extent that's healthy and gentle. Melt cords. Those chakras also have flaps, remember, around the outer surface. So your chakra outer surface would look like this, but not gold. If it was irritated, the flaps would stick out, which you don't want. So you melt enough cords, have your angels recycle invasive beings so that the flaps fall shut. So your energy can come and go, but you don't have flaps sticking out, making it easier for other people to cord you. Melt the cords. You can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are messing with my chakras? You can lift out the blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of from your chakras and melt the blocks away with gold light. Lift out the blocks, melt them away with gold light. Blocks, melt them away with gold light. Use gold fire, gold water, gold sandstorm. Oh, someone asked, this is relevant to this section, so it's sort of a teaching aside. Okay, so they said, can you use gold fire to quickly, unblock and get rid of invasive beings in all your everything, all your auras, your astral body, your physical body, all at once? Yes, if you're healing yourself and you're not driving a car, you're not doing something, you're not like in this, public supermarket or something, do it. It is a more dramatic thing to do. But if you're healing yourself, then you're ready for the shift, right? So yeah, you could do that, but have the intention to do what's healthy and gentle to do at this time. I mean, yeah, you want to do it to save time maybe, and because it's fun, but still that healthy and gentle thing is important, because you could, create way more problems than you're solving if you do too much, right? So, but yeah, sure, if you want to just light everything on fire with gold fire and you're healing yourself, go for it, if you want. But again, consider the location that you're in. You're gonna, it is a bigger thing to do. So unless, I would say, personally, I would only do it in my own home. My own home is very energy protected. I clean it out very often. I'm very confident at how energetically safe my house is. I would not personally do it even in a park that I meditate in often, if there was such a park, which there isn't. I would certainly not do it in my car in a parking lot. I would not do it in a store, all that stuff. It's just too noticeable on a spirit level to clear your whole space all at once in like seconds. So why would you not want to do something noticeable? Well, there are a lot of invasive beings that exist that are not respectful. And, not that you need to hide in your lifetime, but, there are things that are, in my opinion, unnecessarily risky. You know, if you could do it in a private space like your house, you know, why not do it there instead? You know, if you're driving on an expressway, don't go towards your whole space. There's an extra, so many unsafe things you could do with these techniques, even though the techniques are basically safe. So try to just understand it's a bigger deal to do it, and so do it in a safe place, yada yada. But yeah, you could do it. But I wouldn't do that for, like, if I'm healing somebody else professionally. I wouldn't, you know, torch their whole space all at once, you know, and try to, you know, get everything out all at once. You know, it would be I don't think it would be compassionate enough to their experience. Be a little drastic, a little too drastic, I think. And two, the thing is, like, you're causing a big exodus, right, of potentially of invasive beings, which is good in a way, but you got to think about the long term. What does that mean? Are you going to be able to keep all those invasive beings out now? They were in your space. At least half of them are going to want to come back into your space if they can. So then you have a whole bunch of invasive beings trying to get back in your space, right? All at once. So, you know, when you do that, ask your angels to recycle any invasive being that just fled your space, you know, and then also any invasive being that's still there. It didn't flee your space, you know, but getting the fleeing ones is pretty important, you know, having them recycled, because otherwise you get a lot of backlash later when those beings are trying to get back in, giving you lots of drama. So hope that makes sense. So, you know, there are parameters. Consider your safety. Consider, you know, getting rid of the fleeing ones with your angel requests, to have them recycled, and just understand, you know, that healthy and gentle, that intention is more important when you're using a forceful technique like that. So hope that makes sense. Okay. I think we did enough chakra repair, so I'm going to move on. So we did grounding, aura repair, creative ring repair, chakra repair. So now just back of head stuff. So I'll put them all in one section this time. The healing 3 days ago on Sunday, I did like 2 giant sections of with really interesting variations for a base of skull points, and then one for good karma windows. But today we'll just keep it simple. The base of skull points. Here's a good diagram for that. So those are these are traditional Chinese medicine meridians, and the dots are acupuncture points, which are chakras. So, you know, chakra shape, it fits into the meridian itself. You know, these meridians, these chakras within meridians, their job is to keep the energy flowing within the meridian. So, so that's just so you know as far as how they're oriented. But you can imagine these meridians, they're different colors just on the diagram, but in reality, the ideal color for all of them, I would say, for any body meridian is red. So you can imagine them like red flowy tubes with your red flowy life force and your body's red flowy life force flowing within them. But they may not be that way. Maybe they're blackened and hard and they're leaking, you know, so you want to use a lot of gold light so that you can repair the leaks and melt away the hardness. So that's red and flowy again. And comb through these points. You can imagine like a profile, and comb through these base of skull points outward and gather up a healthy and gentle amount of energy blocks, either in those meridians and points or also in your auras behind there, right? And so you just scoop up a healthy and gentle amount of blocks. The angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are hooked into this junk? And then just use gold light, melt away the people, and melt away the block. So once again, scoop through the base of your skull points, outward through the auras, gather up a bunch of energy blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this stuff? Gold light, melt away. Melt away people, melt the blocks. So these meridians, GV governing vessel one, that's the governing vessel, that's the one that goes up the midline. The yellow ones, that's called urinary bladder meridian. And then the blue-green one, that's called, going down the base of skull area, that's called gallbladder meridian, GB. But we're not going to get really into it, just make sure they're gold and flowy and repaired. But if you look in the info section of this live stream, there's a meridian playlist, a 12 meridian playlist, and there's a video for each one of those meridians. You could watch it and do energy healing on the whole meridian if you want. Just the point is to remember that healthy and gentle intention, because these meridians, they're all interconnected, and one flows into the next, and so what you do affects the whole system. So as long as you have that healthy and gentle intention, you'll be fine. All right. So good karma windows. Those are like back doors to your astral body aura. So they're back here in your astral body aura, which goes all around you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 good karma windows, and they are the shape of each one is like that. Unless that blows your mind, then don't think about it. But each one is a triple frame window like that. And each one is the color of your energy in that layer of your aura. So if you use the rainbow system with your intention that you set your chakras to red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, purple, then that's the colors that they would be: red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, purple. And if they're not that color, like say they're black, it's because there's so much junk on them. So just use gold light to wash off the junk and repair them. So I like combing through all of them with gold light, and then I like doing each one at a time and just thinking about the cracks and letting them grow back together. If there's a frame that's cracked, I'll spend extra time on it. And if you say, well, Janet, how do I know? I can't see energy. I don't know which ones are cracked and which ones aren't. All right, well, we could do a composite copy of, that looks like just one frame, like that, right? And that represents all 7. So you could do that. You can make a composite copy of your good karma windows and just repair and unblock them all at once like that. That way you don't have to see which one needs more work. You just do them all at once. And as you're doing that, there may be some invasive beings that just kind of flee, So you can say, angels, can you recycle any of those invasive beings that were in this good karma window, these good karma windows, or any invasive beings that still are in these good karma windows? Can you please recycle them? Deep breath into your spine, deep breath into your hips, into your knees, your ankles, your wrists, shoulders. Oh, right. Good job. So that concludes the 5 essentials: grounding, aura repair, creative ring repair, chakra stuff, base of skull points, and good karma windows. We just did. So we will stick with sort of a fundamental thing a little bit, the 7 chakras and their rivers and their layers, their aura layers. So, and we're doing astral and physical. So you have 2 7th chakras, and each one has a lower 7th chakra river and an upper 7th chakra river, and each one has a 7th layer. So the outermost layer of your astral body aura and your physical body aura, they have 7 layers, like layers of an onion, and that outermost layer, that's full of energy generated by your 7th chakra. 7th chakra, 7th layer. All right. So just imagine your 7th layers. And if the flow confuses you, like how does it get from the chakra to the layer? And I have a whole 3 video series where I talk about really basics like that. It's called 7 Chakras Aura Layers Flow. It's in my playlists tab of my YouTube channel, but I've done so many playlists over the years, it might be hard to find. So if you want, just comment, and later under the video, and I will give you the link right to that playlist. The playlist is called 7 Chakras Aura Layers Flow. But anyway. You just imagine your 7th layers of your astral body aura and your physical body aura. And if you don't have much time, you unblock the very bottom and the very top. And that does a lot. The very top and the very bottom. And that helps to open up the whole layer pretty quickly. It's the very bottom. Unblock there, it starts to release better. At the very top, if you unblock there, then you can bring in new energy better. The 7th chakra is oriented this way, unlike 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that are oriented this way, with round opening in the front, round opening in the back. The 7th chakra is oriented this way, like a cup. Except this would be open, right? So there's a round opening and then opening. And purple is I would say, an ideal color for your 7th chakra. You can set your 7th chakras to your favorite shade of purple. And just imagine the blocks sitting on top of it and just melt those away. As you melt the blocks, you might have to melt the cords going into them first, because there might be so many people connected to these blocks that they're kind of glued in place. Use gold light, melt the cords, melt the block. Use gold light, melt the cords, melt. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair and unblocking, can you please recycle them? So unblock the bottom of your 7th chakra, unblock the top of your 7th chakra. And you may have to do that multiple times, because you may, as you get more present, then you see more. As you get more present, your chakra kind of unrepresses more and kind of kicks it out to the surface. So don't feel like, oh, I keep doing it and it's still blocked. I don't know what's wrong. It's not working. You could have blocks from, many lifetimes that you haven't cleared yet that you're catching up on. The rivers. So this is the upper 7th chakra river, right? As the 7th chakra fountains energy upward to the 7th layer, and then it goes down, fountains down, right? And this is the lower 7th chakra river from the bottom of your 7th layer up through your body, up to the bottom of your 7th chakra, right? So this upper 7th chakra river above your head, unblock that. You want it to be a nice flowing purple river. Melt away all the blocks. And then your lower 7th chakra river is quite large, right? It goes from beneath aura, the bottom of your auras, to the very bottom of your 7th chakra in your head. Just imagine the blocks in that lower 7th chakra river. Just away. And then you could just sit there for a second and be aware of your 7th layers, your 7th chakras, and the rivers. And just observe. You don't have to do. So, you can check out the aura layers, your 7th layers. Are they blocked anywhere? They have good flow other places. So it's nice to notice where it's working well as where it's not working well. You know, so you kind of validate what is working first. Maybe not first, but you know what I mean? Like, so you balance out your awareness so you're not only aware of your problems. So go ahead and find an area of your 7th layers that is good to unblock. You know, maybe it's one like back left or back right. Just comb through it and find the hardness in there and use so much cold light that you're melting cords away from it and you're melting the blocks. If you find something that's kind of mushy, generally, well, that could be a person, an invasive person, or it could be an invasive being. But you're a giant compared to this thing that has nothing better to do than hang out in your aura. So just say, angels, can you recycle this invasive being? So again, just, you know, run your fingers through the copy of your 7th layer, especially in the back, because usually people shove to the back what they don't want to handle. So then the back gets much muckier than the front. But you know, you can do everywhere, of course. And you can use cold fire. This could be a nice time for those enthusiasts of more assertive techniques, right? You can be as assertive as you want, just doing your 7th layer. Because see, this is like, it's not, I mean, still I wouldn't do it, you know, in a parking lot. Yeah, I wouldn't do it in a parking lot. I would save this for my house anyway. But you can be as assertive as you want, you know, clearing out your own 7th layer. It's a nice thing to do. And you could say, you know, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are still in my 7th layers, but also the ones that have fleed recently as I'm working. All right, good enough. Woohoo! Good job, good job. Yay, good job. Woohoo! All right. So 7th chakra helps intuition, confidence, certainty, purpose, empowerment, all sorts of good things. Identity. Okay, so now we are going to do. So now we're going to do the heart and pericardium meridian. So that's spelled pericardium. Okay, so heart is easy, HT, but pericardium is that. But anyway, so if I had I'm not, just so you know, I'm not an expert in traditional Chinese medicine. I'm an energy healer and an energy healing teacher. So, but they're really cool to heal and unblock. And so anyway, there's that. But in traditional Chinese medicine, it's not just the physical heart. It's an energy system that they call the heart, but it's not like Western, where Western medicine, the heart is literally the physical beating organ. It's the energy system of the heart includes the physical organ, but it's much more than that. Like there's psychological aspects to it and mental aspects to it and emotional aspects to it and a lot of cool stuff. Okay. So, and then also like the nutshell is that the pericardium energy system protects the heart energy system. So they're both yin systems, but the pericardium is the protector of the heart. So like my acupuncturist, she said that when they do needles, they'll do the heart meridian first, and then they do the pericardium meridian afterwards, because they feel like it kind of seals it up or something. It defends it. I think with energy healing, I don't think that actually matters. So I think you can do them in either order, but I think it is good to be aware that the pericardium meridian is the protector of the heart meridian. So definitely don't skimp on the pericardium meridian. Like if I had to do them both, I would do them both equally, or I would do maybe more time even on the pericardium meridian, just to kind of protect. That's a good thing. Alrighty. And you can Google what these help you with, and you'd just by Googling know almost as much as I do about these meridians, probably. But they protect, they're involved with the flow of qi and blood, and they're involved with the shen, which is the spirit and the mind. And they help with joy, pleasure, emotional stability, calming anxiety, calming insomnia, and restlessness. And the pericardium promotes overall relaxation by balancing the heart's energy. And they can help with not only insomnia, which I also already mentioned, and anxiety, which I also mentioned, but depression as well. So I think we'll probably work these two meridians a lot in the future, because that's this is like exactly the kind of stuff we always work with energy healing techniques, in other ways. But anyway, so let's do it. We'll just do those two meridians and their Wei Qi auras, a lot of unblocking, lots of repair of auras, because those two auras tend to be pretty beat up. It's like they're more stubborn. So even though we just repaired all auras at once, probably half of the people I'm healing have still really beat up heart and pericardium meridian Wei Qi auras. So let's spend a little extra time and attention on them. Why not? Right? So we could do the heart one first. So heart. Oops. All right. Let's do it. So again, these videos that I'm showing, I didn't make them. That's the heart meridian. It starts in the armpit. See that right there? That red line, it goes down, starts in the armpit, goes down to the pinky nail. It's about to show it. There we go. See? That's the last point in the heart meridian, is right there in the inner corner of your pinky nail. I didn't make these videos. They're just on YouTube, but I did make a playlist where I ordered them in the order of flow, in case that helps your brain to like see them in order. Because one flows into the next, flows into the next, flows into the next. But anyway, and I also have a playlist where it's just the meridians that go through the neck and shoulders and the back. And then I have a playlist of meridians that just go through the knees. for those of us that might want to spend extra time on shoulders or knee protection and flow. That's kind of cool. Those playlists, those groupings of those videos are on my channel page. But if you can't find them, you know, under playlists, because there's so many playlists, just ask in the comment section and I'll post any playlists that you can't find. So heart meridian. So I'm just going to do direct healing on it first, and then we'll do the Wei Qi aura. You know, the aura all around you that is just devoted to protecting the heart meridian. So again, it starts in the armpit and goes down to the pinky nail. You want to use enough gold light that you melt away any friction, the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. And I'm going to balance back and forth between doing the heart meridian and doing the Wei Qi aura for it. So, oops. Why did it go away? It shouldn't go away. Let's see. Oh, it keeps doing that. Hold on. I'll fix that. No. Well, maybe I'll loop it. That might work. All right, let's see. Okay, so this way is just going to keep looping. So imagine the aura all around you that's just to protect this heart meridian. And it might be totally scooped out in the front, so you might not notice it. But just if it is, find where it like sort of is burnt out and just use so much gold light that it starts growing back. A lot of times you'll have an invasive being or several that are kind of plastered on the broken parts, the ripped parts. You can just say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are in the way of this repair? Gold fire, gold water, gold soap, gold sandstorm, whatever you want. And just on the ripped surface of your heart meridian Wei Qi aura. Grow back. Again, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you recycle them? And then check out the back of this Wei Qi aura for your heart meridian. So, because the aura goes all the way around, even though, you know, we're looking at the front in this video, but there is the back to any of the Wei Qi auras, but just the heart meridian Wei Qi aura. Imagine that in the back and just see, is it all scooped out? Is it nice and full of gold light? If it's scooped out, just start to clean off the scraped out parts with gold light. And angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you recycle them? Keep using gold light. And let it grow back. You don't want any darkness, or you don't want any white, you don't want any black. You just want gold flowing energy in these Wei Qi auras. And each Wei Qi aura has 3 gold mesh spheres that wrap all around. So there's an innermost one, a middle one, and an outermost one within the Wei Qi aura. And those gold mesh spheres, that's what keeps generating the gold light. But when you have the aura so ripped out and you repair it, a lot of times the gold mesh spheres don't like recreate properly. So you just have to use extra gold light and just let those gold mesh spheres grow back. especially wherever it was ripped. Just let the gold mesh spheres grow back. Because you want them to be generating gold light continually and sending it inward towards the heart meridian. So in the back, check those. If you don't see the gold mesh spheres of the heart meridian, it's because they're ripped out. So just use gold light so they can grow back. You want your heart meridian Wei Qi aura to be full of gold light. So it's like a really nice protective force field for your heart meridian. I'm just going to do a little bit more work on the heart meridian itself directly. And again, keep in mind that healthy and gentle heart. So lots of gold light. And just imagine the meridian itself. Lots of gold light so that it's flowy. It's not like tight and compressed. It wants to be a nice flowy red river within a flowy red tube with no leaks. All right. So then let's do the pericardium meridian. So we'll do the pericardium meridian and the it's Wei Qi aura. So that's the one right there that you see. Again, it's a similar route, you know, but it starts in the chest near the nipple, and then it arches near the shoulder, and goes through the inner elbow out to the middle finger. How about that? So maybe your way of remembering it could be, like pericardium meridian is the defender of the heart. So maybe, people that say, fuck you, they're being defensive, So it's a way of defending. So it ends in the middle finger. So excuse the profanity. Kids, if there are any kids listening, I am so old. I'm 55 years old. When you are 55 years old, you too can say whatever you want. But while you're a kid, you don't get to say words like that. Alrighty, so. And parents, if there are any kids that were listening, sorry about that. Oops. So I'm just doing direct healing. I think I like that where it looped. So I'll do that again. Loop. All right. So it starts by the nipple. The nipple loops near the shoulder. Point in the upper arm. There's a point in the inner elbow. Then, there is a point, PC6, pericardium 6. I'm going to see if I can get it to stop when it's showing that, where it is. Yeah, okay. So it's going down the arm, right? It's going down the inner arm, the inner elbow. And then, okay, so this is one of the points where I made a pen mark on my, see my inner arm right there? That's PC6. That's pericardium 6 there. So it's like you get your 3 fingers and you put it on the crease. You put it on the crease of your wrist there, and you put the 3 fingers like that. And then below the 3 fingers, that's where the point is. Not immediately below, but like 1 finger, if you put another finger there, that's where it is. So, and it's in between those 2 tendons right there. That's where it is. So why do I care so much about PC6? It's because it helps with nausea. And I do get car sick. So it helps with nausea. So like if you're pregnant, which I am not, thankfully, but some people want to be pregnant, so that's awesome for them. I do not. But anyway, nausea, you can get nausea for all sorts of reasons. If you're pregnant, if you're just like me, in a car, when you're not driving, you get car sick, whatever. But anyway, that's PC6 that helps with nausea. But anyway, so when it's on its way to the middle finger. Okay, so again, let's heal. I'll put it back on loop. I'm going to buy, I was just waiting because they were kind of expensive, but one of my clients told me about this it's like electrically charges it sends electric signals to your PC6 while you wear this bracelet, and it's supposed to help, because when you're nauseous, it's so hard to do like detailed energy work, because you're like, nausea just like short circuits your brain, at least for me. Like if I'm really car sick, it's just like, oh, it's just really hard to like think of chakras and auras and meridians at that moment. So I'm going to try out those bracelets on both arms, see if it helps. I was just waiting because like sometimes, well, anyway, I want to focus on. So anyway, again, pericardium is the defender of the heart, right? So, and it helps with all sorts of good things. The mind, calming anxiety, helping with sleep, so many things. So think about your pericardium meridian. How do you feel about this river? Do you feel like it's depleted and stuck? Do you feel like it's got some strength? Just keep nourishing it with gold light from your hands. You could bring up red earth energy from the core of the earth directly and nourish your pericardium meridian with the red earth energy. And again, it ends in your middle finger. I'm really enjoying having a reason to do that. I'm such a kid. And again, kids, don't do this at home. You'll get in trouble. Anyway, you want to have a strong defender, right? You want to have a strong ability to defend your own heart and protect yourself from extreme anxiety or extreme insomnia or anything, right? So just strengthen your pericardium. So in addition to the meridian itself, the Wei Qi aura really, really helps with protecting the pericardium meridian, right? So imagine there's a Wei Qi aura that's just to protect your pericardium meridian. So it goes all around you, but if you can't see it, it could be just so scooped out that it feels like it's almost gone. But you just find the surface of it, the scooping out part, and just, use so much gold light, wash off the surface so that it grows back. That's my kitten babysitter making lots of noise. Which is fine. Everybody makes noise. Okay. Okay. Everybody makes noise. So just use gold light. Imagine your pericardium, Wei Qi aura, and especially all around the sides of it, the front and the back, top and the bottom. Izzy, go outside. Izzy. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you recycle them? Lots of gold light. Wash out those whacked, burnt out surfaces. Gold light so that they grow back. You want a really strong Wei Qi aura to protect your protector, right? protect your pericardium meridian and nourish it so that you have a very strong protective force to help you with sleep, to help you with emotions and mind stuff. And unblocking, you could have, you know, just big wedges of hard energy in your pericardium meridian, Wei Qi aura, in any of your auras really, but we're doing pericardium meridian Wei Qi aura right now. So just check out the front of your pericardium meridian Wei Qi aura and just see if there's any big heavy stuff, and just use so much gold light that you melt it. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way, can you recycle them? Deep breath. Feel your chest. Do you have any tightness there? Could be that you're more present now, so you're able to feel some of the blocks in your pericardium meridian Wei Qi aura. So just find those blocks and use so much gold light. Melt people out of the way. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way? Use so much gold light. You melt the blocks. Imagine your pericardium meridian Wei Qi and the Wei Qi aura. And you want so much gold light in this Wei Qi aura that it protects and nurtures your pericardium meridian. And the gold mesh spheres, they may not have grown back fully. And so that may be why you don't have enough gold light being generated in this Wei Qi aura. So just imagine those gold mesh spheres. There should be 3 of them, an innermost one, a middle one, and an outermost one, wrapped all around you, generating gold light. If they haven't grown back fully, so there are big gaps in them, just use so much gold light that those gold mesh spheres grow back so that they generate gold light. Couple deep breaths. Just get a sense of how do you feel now that you did that. You were working on your heart meridian and you were also working on your pericardium meridian. How does that feel? How does your mind feel now after that? Your emotions? All right. Good job. Good job. So let's see what's next. Okay. So let's have a change of scenery while we do this one. How about a daytime beach vibe? That could be nice. Oh, that's a nighttime beach vibe. No, I want the daytime beach vibe. Let's see. The angels like this one, so we'll do what the angels say. So these are nasturtium leaves from my garden probably 2 years ago. But they're very pretty. I like how nasturtium leaves are shaped. Really cool. And fun fact, they're quite tasty, nasturtium leaves. And the flowers. The leaves and the flowers are edible and nutritious and very tasty. But unfortunately, a lot of bugs thought they were tasty in my garden, so I stopped growing them. But I might try growing them again. Yeah, I think the angels want me to grow them again this year, so I'll give it a go one more time. Why not? Maybe in a different part of my garden. Fun facts. Fun facts about gardening, nasturtiums. Yeah, I should explain. Okay. So that was just so that was just chatting about nasturtiums. Maybe I'll make that a chapter later. But now, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to clear what triggers, what's in the way when you try to use your intuition or when you try to listen to your angels, either subconsciously or consciously. And I did talk a bunch about this before the healing started, and that will be its own chapter later, within like a day and a half when I get those done, the video chapters. So I said a lot there that I don't want to repeat here, so you could just listen to that. But yeah, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to clear energy blocks that trigger that are in the way of you having better and better intuition and hearing your angels more, hopefully consciously someday, but at least hearing your angels subconsciously more clearly so that you can allow your angels to guide you and you understand kind of what their point is when they explain things to you. Even just subconsciously as a starting point. So we're going to clear blocks. We're going to ask angels to recycle invasive beings in the way of intuition and hearing angels. And we're going to clear out devices, energy devices that somebody put in there at some point in maybe in a past life or so. Or maybe some bitchy sister that you have in this life. Maybe. Bitchy is a judgment. So in general, it's probably not the best way to think of your sister because if someone's already invasive, judging them just lowers your boundaries. But for humor's sake, I say it sometimes. Bitchy sister. That could be the phrase of the day. Bitchy sister. All right, so let's do it. And it's okay to work both. Oops. Wow. I've never done that before. That's trippy. It's okay to work both of them at once because it's a very similar vibe to hear your angels and have intuition. It's like very close. They're very similar energy wise. Okay, although definitely not the same thing. Intuition, you're hearing yourself. Angels, you're hearing angels. Okay, so let's do it. So first we'll clear blocks. Super simple. Okay, so make a big old blanket out in front of you, pile onto it any internal energy blocks that you have that are healthy and gentle to clear, that are in the way of you improving with your intuition and improving with hearing angels and understanding your angels. So get all those blocks out in front of you. Don't worry if it's too much because we'll have the angels double check. So just purge all the energy blocks or make copies of them out in front of you if that feels better. And say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? So then that way your angels will double check your piles. And if something's too much, they'll remove it for now. And then angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are hooked into any of this stuff? And then just lots of gold light and melt cords from people going into this baggage. Melt cords from yourself. Melt everybody out of your piles with gold light from your hands. Just keep using gold light and melt the whole pile. Or once you melted everybody out, you can blow up the pile too if you prefer. And if you have any leftovers, just wrap them up in gold light and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Deep breath. We'll do that one more time quickly. So big gold blanket out in front of you, pile onto it any energy blocks, internal energy blocks, and internal like dumped energy from other people too. Blocking you from having better intuition, blocking you from hearing your angels better. Angels, can you double check my piles? Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? Deep breath. So then just use gold light and melt cords from people, melt cords from yourself going into the piles. Just lots of gold light. And melt all the blocks. Or blow them up. If you have any left over, wrap it up in gold light, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay. So we asked the angels during that process to recycle invasive beings a couple times, but we could do it a little more. Just imagine yourself, and you don't have to imagine like a detailed copy like this or anything. You can imagine like a blob representing yourself and imagine a bunch of blobs for invasive beings that, if there are any, which there probably are, that either on purpose or just by being there get in the way of your intuition and or hearing your angels. And just say, angels, can you recycle these invasive beings? Deep breath while your angels do that for you. Okay, and redo your grounding. Be present, because the more present you are, the more you're ready for your angels to do more of that. And then again, imagine yourself and imagine any invasive beings that just sort of accidentally or on purpose are blocking your intuition and or blocking you from hearing angels. Imagine them as big blobs and just say, angels, can you recycle these invasive beings? And deep breath while your angels do that. Okay, and you could have energy devices that are blocking your intuition, maybe in and around your 7th chakra, or maybe really anywhere. I mean, because you have, you might have different little minor chakras in certain meridians that help with intuition. So you don't really have to know where all the devices are that are messing with your intuition. You can just imagine your everything, including your groundings, all your auras, your astral body and your physical body are inside there. And just imagine any devices blocking or lessening your intuition and or your ability to hear your angels and these devices are healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. And just use gold light and surround, they might see them like little pieces of metal or something. And just use gold light and move them out and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And you can do that one more time. Imagine your everything. And imagine if there are any devices that lessen your intuition and or your ability to hear your angels. Imagine them and surround them in gold light. Lift out those devices. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths. Breathe into your spine, your hips, all your major joints, your fingers and your toes. All right. We could do energy healing flowers just for kicks. Because we just did a lot of clearing, so this would be nourishing. All right, so make energy healing flowers or presents. If you don't like flowers, make them any form you want. But out of universal healing energy, make them gold and or rainbow colors. And just lots of energy presents for yourself. Energy healing flowers to nourish your intuition and your ability to hear your angels. And just use gold light from your hands to kind of tune them so they're just the right vibration for you personally to help with your intuition and your hearing your angels. I say, angels, can you double check my flowers or my presents? Right? And then give them to yourself. And allow yourself to absorb them wherever you need them. Deep breath. So let's do that 2 more times. So make a lot of energy healing presents for yourself to nurture and nourish your intuition and your hearing of your angels to the extent that's healthy. And just tune the flowers or the presents for yourself. Angels, can you check my flowers or my presents? And give them to yourself. Breathe in. One more time. Make a whole bunch of energy healing presents for yourself. Tune them to just the right vibration to nourish and support your intuition and your hearing your angels. The angels, can you check my presents? And give them to yourself. Deep breath. It's okay to receive. All right. Good job. Good job. So we can celebrate with some butterflies. Woohoo! Yay! Good job. Mm. 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 No. I'm going to keep the order I usually have been doing them. Well, I don't know if that's the order I usually do them, but anyway. Okay. So let's do it. I already talked about it before the healing started. We'll just do it. So, you imagine, first check your grounding, double check your grounding. Make big groundings, red or orange or yellow, both of them red or orange or yellow, same color, and wide all the way down to the core of the earth, like a big waterfall, big, strong, flowing waterfall, all the way down to help you release as much as possible, right? And you make them wide as all your auras, and bring them up high as your third chakra, which is below your sternum bone. That's your third chakra. So bring up your groundings that high all the way around to give you lots of support for your lower chakras. Okay, and then comb through your groundings. Want really good flow because this inner child healing stuff, it can trigger some stuff, and we want this just to be easy, so if something triggers, all the excess energy flows down to the core of the earth and you clear the triggers really easily. Easy peasy. Okay, so imagine little parts of your inner child that are still stuck, that are sort of anti-confident, right? So the little child parts of you that are kind of in the way of you feeling confident in your current daily life, right? And so it's not their fault though, something bad happened and they got stuck, right? So imagine these little kid parts of you. They could be from this life, they could be from a past life even. And then you just heal these parts of you, right? You don't have to feel how they're feeling. If you're worried about that, you can push them a little further away from you and heal them from a distance. But just use gold light. You can bring up red earth energy, then orange earth energy, then yellow earth energy from the core of the earth. And just use gold light. So you're healing these inner child parts of you that are really, 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 really not confident, right? And you can say, angels, can you please heal these parts of me? And you can make energy healing presence for these parts of you that are really, really not confident, for these inner child parts of you. So make energy healing presence. Angels, can you check these presents? And then just put them at a respectful distance in front of these inner child parts so you don't like shove them in their face, right? Just make little presents, give them to them out in front of their auras. And if they want them, that's great. You say, hi, these are presents for you if you want. You don't have to take them, but the angels checked them and they're just for you. And just see if they receive them. And once these parts of you get fully healed, then they dissolve and you get that energy back. So it's no longer stuck as a child. So that part of you is no longer stuck as a wounded child anymore. So just use extra cold light. And if there are any remaining parts that haven't dissolved, just say, angels, can you help finish healing these parts of me? And you could just show them to your angels. Okay, so that was confidence. So let's do intuition now. I think I'll do intuition and inner silence at the same time because they're very similar, actually. In that if you don't have inner silence, it's really hard to have intuition because inner silence is like an absence of like chaotic noise, external noise, and chaotic internal thoughts. Like it's just a peacefulness, right? And so if you don't have that peacefulness, it can really get in the way of your intuition. It can distort your intuition a lot. And so you can have really sort of inaccurate theories and intuitions about things if you don't have enough inner tranquility. So we'll work these at the same time. So imagine the parts of your inner child that really are in the way, through no fault of their own. These wounded inner child parts of you are really blocking or lessening your intuition and lessening your inner silence. Okay, and just imagine these parts of you and say, hi, it's okay. I'm just going to give you a healing. It's all right. You didn't do anything wrong. And just use lots of gold light. And again, if you don't want to feel these parts of you, just push them out just a little bit further and heal them from a distance. But use gold light, and you can use red, orange, and yellow earth energy. Bring it up from the core of the earth. Red earth energy, orange earth energy, yellow earth energy, or gold light. Just try to be comforting, try to talk in a supportive way. It's okay. All right. Okay. And you can make energy healing presents for these parts of you. Just make them out of universal healing energy, gold and or rainbow colors, of whatever form you think your inner child parts might like flowers or presents or toys. But just make all these presents and say, angels, can you check my presents? And then put them at a respectful distance in front of these inner child parts of you. Just say, hi, these are presents for you, only if you want them, no pressure. The angels checked them. And see if these parts of you accept the presents. If they don't, that's fine too. And just heal these parts of you more with gold light from your hands. So again, these are wounded inner child parts of you that are most in the way of you having accurate intuition, most in the way of your inner silence. And as these parts of you get fully healed, they dissolve and you get that energy back in the present. So it's no longer a part of you that is trapped in a stressful childhood experience. So if you have any leftover parts that still look like wounded inner child parts, just wrap them up in lots of gold light and show them to your angels. Say, angels, can you please heal these parts of me? All right, good job. So I'm just going to put one more reminder. So today is family live streaming day in my house. My husband also has his own YouTube channel on comic books and reviewing comic books. His is always on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. Eastern. So I need to end significantly before his stream so that, he can just have his prep time nice and peaceful. So that's why the stream is ending early today in just under 16 minutes. And so there won't be any Q&A after this healing today. But the 2 healings later this month, they won't be family live streaming days. It's just once a month this happens. So that makes sense. So continuing on with how do you spell panicked? Is that it? Panic? I know panic is this, but panicked. Is it that? Let's say it is. I hope it is. No, people have different words for it. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm not scared, I'm worried," or "I'm not anxious, I'm panicked," or, so whatever. But it's all fear. Panicked. CK, thank you so much. My brain can be at peace now. Oh. Stuff like that just bugs me. Not knowing. And then making like so public typos live on YouTube. Okay. So let's do it. Okay. So imagine inner child parts of you that are most nervous, panicked, worried, freaked out. And so, as a kid, you could freak out about a lot of things. I mean, maybe, you wanted to play outside, but it was dinner time, or it could be something, quite serious. But, either way, it was serious to you at that age, right? So, imagine these little parts of you that unfortunately got stuck in time because they were so freaked out. Sometimes it's because nobody seems to understand why it's so upsetting, maybe to you, or for whatever reason you just couldn't process, and so this part of you got stuck at that time. And it could be from a past life too, a panicked part of you from a past life. So just imagine these parts of you, these wounded inner child parts of you that are in panic, anxious, worried, panicked, and just use lots of gold light, and definitely be nice, be gentle. Hello, it's okay, it's all right. This is just cold light and some earth energy. It's not going to hurt. It's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. Try to just be very gentle. Bring up red earth energy from the core of the earth. Bring up orange earth energy from the core of the earth. Bring up yellow earth energy from the core of the earth. More gold light. You can make energy healing presence for this part of you, these parts of you, out of universal healing energy, with or without your hands. I like using my hands, but you don't have to use your hands. You can just use your intention. Make energy healing presence, gold and or rainbow colors from universal healing energy, and set them to just the right vibration to comfort and support these parts of you, these freaked out, panicked, nervous parts of you. Maybe these parts, one of these parts of you, had a test that you were scared about, or who knows, So just make the presents, say, angels, can you check these presents? And then just lay them out at a respectful distance in front of these panicked parts of you. And just say, hey, these are presents. The angels checked them. Up to you, but they're for you if you want. And then just, let those parts of you decide if they want the presents. And just use more gold light and just be comforting. Just be like, hey, all right, it's okay. You deserve a healing. You deserve a healing. It's okay. And as these parts of you get healed, then they dissolve and you get them back in the present, so they're no longer wounded and freaked out and stuck in childhood. And if, like I'm healing kids too, sometimes, in this healing, I'm probably healing about 10 kids. So those kids, their energy will just come back to them in a more neutral form, not freaked out and panicked. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this healing, can you please recycle them? You can say, angels, can you please finish healing these parts of me? Deep breath. So if there are any leftover parts that are still separate and, back in childhood, just wrap them up in lots of gold light, show them to your angels. Say, angels, can you help me heal these parts of me? Okay, so the last one we're going to do right before we end the healing and the live stream is to heal inner child parts of you, making it harder for you to hear your angels. Okay, because hearing angels, even just subconsciously, is so important and helpful. So just imagine out in front of you parts of you that may have gotten trapped in childhood, like sort of stuck. And those little parts of you are still, at different ages, like 10 years old, 2 years old, maybe, 8 years old from a past life. So just imagine these parts of you out in front of you. And imagine specifically the wounded inner child parts of you that, for whatever reason, make it hard for you to hear your angels. Maybe one of these parts of you keeps crying, and so you can't like the sound, you hear that instead of your angels. Or maybe one of these parts of you is like, only thinks that angels come when people die, and so is terrified of having angels around them because they don't want to die. Like maybe they really, some people misunderstand it that much that they think that, but in reality, angels are always with you. But a lot of people think that just angels come when you're dying and that's it. So maybe, there's some inner child part of you scared like that. But for whatever reason, imagine the inner child parts of you that make it really hard for you to just hear your angels more and more in a healthy way. So these are the parts of you that you can heal, right? So just lots of gold light. You can say hi to these parts of you. Hello, this is just a healing. It's gold light and earth energy. That's all. Okay, you deserve a healing. Didn't do anything wrong. It's okay. Right? And you can use earth energy, red, orange, and yellow earth energy. Red earth energy, bring it up straight from the core of the earth. Soak these parts of you in red earth energy. Bring that down, orange earth energy. Bring that up, orange earth energy. Soak these parts of you in orange earth energy. Bring that down. Bring up yellow earth energy. Soak these parts of you. And then lots of gold light. You can make energy healing presence for these parts of you to help these parts of you heal. And so then they're not trapped in negative childhood experiences anymore, right? So make energy healing presence for these parts of you. Just tune them with your intention and your intuition and your gold light from your hand, so they're just the right vibration to help these wounded inner child parts of you. And the angels, can you check my presence? And then put them at a respectful distance in front of these inner child parts of you and just say, hey, it's okay. These are presents if you want them. The angels checked them. And just breathe and see if these wounded inner child parts of you take their presence or not. Either way is fine. Okay, and a little extra healing with gold light. And these parts of you, when they're all healed, they'll just dissolve. They won't be trapped in childhood anymore, and you'll get the energy back now in present time, and it won't be panicked anymore. So just see how many of these dissolve and how many are still there. If they're still there, use gold light. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this healing, can you recycle them? And again, you're healing parts of you, inner child parts of you, wounded inner child parts of you that make it hard for you to hear your angels for any reason. Right? So keep healing these parts of you. These parts of you might be making a lot of noise. They might be screaming or crying or whatever. Just lots of gold light. Just help them to calm down and feel better. And you can say, angels, can you please help me finish healing these parts of me? Okay. So then you can just let go of those images so you don't have to have them out in front of you. And we'll just do a quick wrap up. Okay. So we have a whole 3.5 minutes. So just maybe give yourself a little stretch. Have a copy out in front of you of your everything, all your auras, your physical body and your astral body are inside there, both your groundings going all the way down to the core of the earth. And comb through all that. How about your lower back? Comb through your, we'll sneak in the biker shorts area. I can't get enough of feeling that. Biker shorts. So, okay. So unblock, use your energy hands, comb through your biker shorts area. out through your auras on either side, front and back, and the sides of your biker shorts areas, and just melt energy blocks to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do. Right? Unblock your biker shorts area, which is the area covered by biker shorts, but also your auras all around there. And just big chunks that are good to melt away, and melt them away. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this clearing and healing, can you recycle them? You want to have room for you as a spirit in your hips, and your legs, and your thighs, and your feet, your legs, your lower legs. You can do gold bottle brush in your legs. Get like a gold bottle brush and fit it in your leg, and just swish it around there so that it gets all the energy blocks. Angels, here you go. Another gold bottle brush for the other leg. And give it to your angels. Angels, here you go, with all those yucky blocks in the brush. And unblock your legs and your feet. Your feet chakra, you have a big foot chakra in the arch of each foot. Just unblock that so you can get lots of good earth energy. Bring up earth energy at red in through that chakra, all the way up through your legs into the front of your first chakra. Unblock your first chakra. Comb through everything. Auras. And STEBs is stubborn triggered energy blocks. Any leftovers, any blocks that we haven't yet cleared that are still bugging you on some level, make a big gold blanket out in front of you. Shove all those leftover blocks out in front of you. Big red earth energy, soak them in red earth energy. Say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all these right now? Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? And just use so much gold light, melt everyone out, and blow them up, or melt them fully with gold light. Again, any STEBs, melt them fully with gold light. Align your chakras. Just imagine your spine, all your major chakras along your spine. Use a nice wide band of gold light. So you're aligning not only the chakras themselves, the major chakras, but also the gold force fields around them. They can get a little off center, so you just let them click into place. The gold force fields for all your 7 major chakras. All right. So as we wrap up, you can just say, angels, can you please help me to wrap up this healing? Deep breath. Angels, can you please help me with my intuition and confidence and inner serenity, inner peace, inner silence? Deep breath. Let your angels heal you. All right. That's a healing. You're a rock star. Woohoo! Yay! All right. Great job. Great job. Great job. So as I said, we're ending early the live stream today. So like in a minute, because my husband is also a live streamer, and you know, we only have enough internet bandwidth for one of us to stream at the same time, of course. So, you guys are awesome. Looking at the comments, I pretty much read all the comments as they went along. I didn't have many extra ones, except people telling me how to spell panicked, which I appreciate. Ottawa, Canada got 7 inches of snow today. Wow. It's kind of pretty in a white and sparkly kind of way. Yeah, well, I would hope so. 7 inches. That's a bit much. 7. So this is 6. from here to here. So one more than that. I guess that's not terrible, but that would be time for us to bring out the snowblower. We have a snowblower, but we never use it because we don't get enough snow out here. But that's good. I would prefer not to have to use it. Thank you so much, Janet and the angels. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, Funny Las Vegas. I read that one. I read all the comments. You guys are awesome. So I'll just mention my website address and the fact that, and this is my email address too, if you wanted to say hi. There's also a contact page on my website. And so I do 5 of these live streams every month, these group healings. And the people that I'm healing in the live stream is not just everybody that watches live, it's people that purchase this set of healings on my website in advance. It's not a lot of money though. I do try to keep the fees very reasonable. So feel free to check out my website, and I'm always open to working with new people as well as veterans and people I haven't worked with in years. It's all good. Hello from Evanston, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. How about that? I used to live in Evanston before I lived in Chicago. Well, Chicago, Evanston, and back in Chicago, and then now in Washington State, the Pacific Northwest, where it is rainy and dark. I can't wait for more daylight after the solstice or the equinox. No, the solstice. I get them mixed up. All right. Gotta go. So we'll end with some butterflies. How about that? Butterflies are good. Okay, you guys are amazing. Bye. Hope you have a good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever's next for you.